Faye, and we are doing a transformation on her hair. She's a bit tired of being so blonde and so high maintenance, so what we wanted to create was my favorite kind of thing, which is a beautiful like soft balayage, highlight, low light combination. I guess you could call this a bit of a color correction. And yeah, we're going to show you the process. So we just have, as you can see, a little bit of banding. So we've got all the old existing color here, natural color, and then very, very light on the ends. So I guess the goal is to get rid of the banding, probably tone down the ends a little bit, but still keep her like really blonde, like blonde and beachy kind of feel. But basically she wouldn't have to do it for like 6 months, maybe even longer after today. So that's the goal. So is there anything else? I think that's it. So we've got a really good before shot here. So as you can see, this is a good example of like artificial versus natural. You can see the artificial color, because I think it's got some tint in there. It's always gold, and your natural hair is generally cooler or more neutral. So the only way to get rid of that is to foil it out. I know maybe a couple of years ago we used to do a lot of color melting, where we just kind of color melt and yeah, sort of blend out the band. But now I've experimented a lot more, and putting the foils in is the only thing that's going to permanently solve that problem. So yeah, I'm doing a highlight low light combination to create a more low maintenance look and to correct this color. So I'm just starting by putting my baby blondes around the hairline, and then as I work up, I basically just alternate between doing highlight and a low light. And I keep my highlight weave pretty fine, and I keep my low light weave thick or wide. This must be, yeah, there we go. So that's a low light. So you're wanting to cover a lot more ground with your low light, otherwise it just gets lost. I actually decided just to go with one low light colour from root to tip. I know sometimes you would do like a low light colour at the top and then something on the end so it doesn't grab, but I just felt like we really needed depth in the bottom. So yeah, I just went for it. I think I used, what did I use? I actually used a level 603. Yes, was my low light. Probably did grab just a little bit on those very ends where it's porous and super blonde, but overall it was a really good result. So yeah, you can see another low light, a nice thick weave. So I guess my blonde foil is just to diffuse that line mainly. It's not really for adding light, it's just to diffuse the old colour line, the banding. And to make sure that we're keeping enough lightness in the hair as well. Okay, so over the crown, I do lots of low lighting here, and actually I did something kind of weird on this day. I think sometimes I will do this because you don't always, I guess, know until you start going through the hair exactly what you're going to do. Like sometimes you feel like maybe I need some more low lighting or some more highlighting. Every single person is different with balayages. No one's the same, especially with the color correction. So anyway, over this part is where you want the most depth, because this is what I guess sits over the top and creates like that nice blend down from like more natural to lighter. So you want to put lots of depth over this area. However, I did actually end up going back through in between once I'd finished my section and just doing a few baby highlights in between my low light. Again, my reason for doing that was to make sure I had a good coverage on the old colour banding. So I felt like without the bleach, I might have still had some lines in there. So you'll see me do that in a minute. So I did all my low lights and then went back and did a little baby highlight. Doing this is really good because if you do this at the chair, then you won't have to spend as much time toning, which is what I'm all about. You're not going to have to be color melting that out at the basin and leaving it on for a really long time because you've already created lots of depth. I just wanted to say the reason why I'm doing still a baby highlight, because mostly around here I'm wanting to create lots of depth and lots of low lighting, but I'm still going in and putting a really fine highlight because of that band that she's got. So you can see she's got that really strong band, and if I only low light it, when that rinses out, she will still have that banding, and that's why I'm using a few baby lights to make sure that I break that up and break up that line, because I think only something permanent can permanently solve that problem. So that's why I'm just going back in now and putting a couple of highlights. So around the front, my foil placement is the same as all my foil placement videos. All my balayage, I should say. All my foiling is a very similar pattern. But anyway, you want to be a little bit more thoughtful, I guess, about low lighting around the front. So just doing a couple of highlights, and then when I get into that section a little bit more, I will do some more. I can't actually remember. I'm gonna have to watch. Sorry guys. I can't remember what I did. Okay, I know what I've done now. So I do this often because this section, I actually think this contributes a lot to that sort of brightness around the face, which is what most people are wanting, because this is all underneath. So it's actually more around the crown where you want the depth, but underneath, keeping those highlights up high and bright around the face. It really gives a nice like beachy, face framed kind of effect. So I have highlighted everything here, and then I concentrate my low lights more in that next section. She won't have to have her hair done for about 6 months, I would say, with this kind of colour and her natural colour. So it's just such a practical colour. So highlighting around the face. And then I low light most of that back section. Interested to know if anyone wants to know more about my foil board technique. Let me know. You guys might have noticed that I don't fold any of my foils. I'm not sure if I've spoken about that before, but it saves so much time. You wouldn't believe it. Like, think about how much time you spend folding the edges over of your foil and tapping it down with the comb. It really makes a difference. And people always talk to me about how fast I am at foiling. It's because I do little techniques like that just they just save time. And if your foils are strong, you I don't know, like, why do you need to fold it? I guess there's like a time and a place where occasionally I might, if I have got one that's feeling a little loose, but overall I don't. So I'm using that little pivot technique here that I kind of discovered while making these videos, and I've been loving. So I've done my face frame, probably about 5 foils, and now I'm just starting to pivot around. And I'm still doing lots of highlighting. Interesting. Oh my god, how good is this education? Are you loving it? So maybe I go back after and low light, yeah, probably. Oh, we'll see. So anyway, I'm pivoting around and I'm going to come and meet on the hairline. If you haven't tried this, you should. It's so good. It's really neat and it makes so much sense, and the foils actually fall absolutely perfectly. So yeah, I really love it. Probably could do some more tutorials on that. Yep, still highlighting, am I? Yep, I am. Well, there you go. Probably because, again, that band, I was just conscious of that band. I really wanted to get rid of that. I tend to do this. I'm so creative and spontaneous, and I will, really just be assessing things as I'm going through. And even if I had a plan, if I think, I get started and I think, no, this is going to be a better way of doing it, then I will just switch it up and I'll just go with it. So I think that's a good thing to keep in mind, especially with balayage. It's so, yeah, I think creative and individual to each person. It's almost like you need to treat each part of the head like a different head of hair, because each part needs something different to kind of balance it out, especially when you're kind of doing like a reverse balayage correction. So I would imagine that I would go back and low light here now, surely. Yes, I do. So now I put my highlights in to break my band. I'm going back and I'm putting my low lights in to create all the depth around the crown. Nice big heavy wave there. So, toning, I'm just doing it at the chair today because I kept overtoning everything by bringing them back to the other spot. So I thought, no, I'm doing it at the basin today. I would usually do toners at the basin, although I feel like it is really comfortable doing it at the chair. You don't feel like, I don't know, you have to move your client so much in awkward positions. Anyway, so as you can see, I've done a deep V. And I'm just painting my toner on the back, and then once I've put that all through, I just really briefly emulsify everything together. So I left the front out until I put all the rest of the hair on. Whoa, we're moving really fast. So yeah, anyway, that was the toning process. You can send me a message if you want to know more. But look at this color. I love it. Isn't it so pretty, so natural? Yeah, it's come out really good. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. So this is the result of, as you can see, we still kept just like light around the front. And then if you just turn it to the side for me, you can see that we've got beautiful low lights, lots of depth. It's really cooled down the tone. We've solved the issue of the color banding, and yeah, it's all really pretty. Just might get you to just turn all the way around, see all that banding's gone, and then come back around to the other side. So pretty.